Hi lovely humans, this is another travel horror story. Yes, this is a story time about one of those not Instagrammable, very bad, not good situation that you have when you travel. And we can just all laugh about it. And this video is specifically going to be dedicated to how we got scammed in Las Vegas. So this is a second video actually that I'm making about that trip. The first part will be somewhere over here, but you do not need to have watched it to understand this video. So if you have not watched the previous video, what you need to know is that I am French, my girlfriend is American. I went over there to visit her over the last winter holiday, and we took a trip between California and Nevada, and we specifically went through Death Valley where a lot of bad shit happened. And the plan was from there to go to Vegas, and that's how we were going to end the trip. At this point we were very tired and we were just stressed and exhausted. Where we left the story is, so we went for our last day into Death Valley, actually our last afternoon, and it was actually really nice, and we had a fantastic sunset on Badwater Basin. But then it was time to drive to Las Vegas. So we were going to spend 2 nights and 1 day in Las Vegas. I had booked an Airbnb there because that was like the most affordable options. You have tons of hotels in Vegas, but most of them are in casinos, some of them are very expensive. It's just kind of tricky overall. So I had booked an Airbnb. I've used Airbnb many times. I kind of trust the system, it's pretty good. So I booked an Airbnb. I was a bit concerned because the host hadn't really replied to my message, like asking her detailed about how exactly was check-in gonna happen, stuff like that. But also we had booked quite last minute, so I wasn't super worried that she was taking a bit to answer. I think you might see where this is going. We leave Death Valley, it's already night, and we're driving. My girlfriend's driving because I don't drive, to Las Vegas. On the road there though, in the car, engine light problem goes off. For those of you who've watched the previous video, you know that's not our first car problem. So this is a bit worrying. The car seems to be working fine, but there is this like engine problem light flashing at us. So my girlfriend, understandably, is worried. But we're like, okay, it seems to be going fine. So we're just going to drive to Vegas as quickly as we can, settle in our Airbnb, and tomorrow we'll go to another car mechanic to see what the deal is. So we stop on the road to grab some burgers. I text the Airbnb host to be like, hey, so that's now I can give you like a more specific time we're arriving. Is that okay? No answer. So at this point, I kind of had some red flags going in my head, but again, sometimes hosts aren't that responsive, especially if they're not really professional. There weren't any red flags with the listing per se. So the people have reviewed this place, so you know, it seems legit. We drive into Las Vegas, which is like, ooh, I'm into Vegas. We drive in and we find the kind of like residential neighborhood our Airbnb is in. It's like 9:30 p.m. at that point, and we kind of drive around trying to find the place, and we find the right address. And it doesn't really look like anything. There is no specific signs that says Airbnb, or even like one of those boxes where you can get the keys. The door seems closed, there is no light on inside. I'm kind of wondering if we're at the right address. So I get off the car and I go to the door and there is no ring bell. So I text the Airbnb host, hey, we're here. And since there is no doorbell, I just knock. And no one answers. So I knock again. And I'm starting to have a very bad feeling because we are in a random neighborhood in Las Vegas. That's not bad, that's not great either. Tonight, this is starting to look really not good. And so I knock again, like basically banging on the door at that point. And I hear like shuffling sound inside, and a guy opens the door. So the host on Airbnb seemed to be a woman, but hey, maybe it's her like roommate or husband or whatever, I don't know. And the guy who opens the door, he's in his pajamas and he looks at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, clearly this man is not expecting us. Hey, I'm Clara. We are the Airbnb guests. We booked this place for tonight. And this guy in front of me is like, no. I'm like, yes, we did. I can like show you the booking on my phone. We did book this place. And no, you did not. Yes, though, we did. The host is like someone named Sarah. And the guy looked at me, he's like, fucking Sarah. Fucking Sarah. And I'm like, oh, okay. She promised me she wouldn't fucking do that shit again. Again? So this isn't the place. Oh, Sarah moved out and I told her to stop this fucking shit. Oh, Sarah moved out. So you're saying that this isn't her house? Yeah. There is no place for you here. Okay, but we booked a place. I don't know, it's not my problem. I'm like, okay, I get this is not your problem, but like, what are we supposed to do? So I asked him, hey, can we borrow your Wi-Fi so I can just send a message to Airbnb about this? Because this is an issue, and so we can like find a place to stay for tonight. And the guy, seriously, the guy looks at me and says, we don't have Wi-Fi. Who doesn't have Wi-Fi? Like, man, you do have Wi-Fi. You just want us to leave. And I understand, but also we are clearly very lost. Can you just be kind? And he's like, we don't have Wi-Fi here. And he tells us that this casino not far away has open Wi-Fi that you can access from the parking lot. So he tells us basically how to go to that casino. So we go to the car, we drive to the casino, we stop in the parking lot, and we do have Wi-Fi there. I'm furious. Like, I'm just raging furious. Like, how? This is shit. Like, you do not just leave a place, move out, and forget to deactivate your listing. Like, we paid for this place. Really, either you're an idiot and you forgot to like, deactivate your listing, but then you're an idiot, you shouldn't be doing that, or you did that to take money from people. And clearly, to me, this rings a lot like the second option, because apparently you're doing it again. So it's not the first time, so you've been pulling this shit, so you know you should deactivate your listing, and you have not done it. You receive a notification when someone sends you a message on Airbnb. You receive an email. I have sent you so many messages. You must have seen the email from Airbnb telling you I've messaged you on the app. You know. So I was pissed. And I sent a complaint to Airbnb being like, hey, this happened. We need help. We need reimbursement, and you need to like stop this listing. You need to pull this listing off. At the same time, my girlfriend is looking, where can we stay? Because like, we don't have a place to stay, and like, you know, sleeping in your car when you are camping in the middle of nowhere is not terrible. Like, we slept in her car before, but not when you're in Vegas. Like, so she looks around, there aren't that many rooms in lots of places, specifically because she does not want to go too far. The car engine, let's remember, has been like, telling us that something is wrong. So she does not want to drive to the other side of town in case we're breaking down on the way, which is very understandable, but it's hard to find a room. So last minute, now it's like 10 p.m. So she finds something that seems to be free, and that's like $90 a night, which is expensive, but it's Vegas. The thing with hotels in Las Vegas that you should know, that hotels that are attached to casinos can be interesting because of like all the buffet and all the food and the services they offer, but the price that they put online or on their website does not include a $30, like they can add on top of the price a $30 tax, which is for like all the associated service that comes from being in a casino. So the price that they put is not the price that you get usually. Apparently this one was. I was skeptical, but my girlfriend seems to think this is good. We don't have much choice anyway, so we drive to that casino that seems to have rooms. So we pull in the parking, we go through the casino, we cross this room with like a very high ceiling and all the slots machine, and you have those old people just playing and playing, and you have this dad. He has a kid with him in a stroller, and like stroller is like kind of far away from him and like facing away from the slot machine, and he's just glued to the slot machine. That was kind of weird. That was like my first encounter with the Las Vegas casinos. So we just cross that hall, we go to like the reception desk of the hotel, and we ask about rooms, and the guy's like, we do not have any rooms available. Oh, okay. Yeah, and if we would, it would be $200, you know that, right? Like, okay, so this is nothing like what's advertised online. You do not have any rooms available, and even if you did, it wouldn't be the price. Okay, never mind. What do we do now? So, we also are running out of batteries on our phone. Okay, so we need to use their Wi-Fi, obviously, to like find another place to stay. And also we need to charge our phones because they're about to die. So where can you charge a phone? In the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom of this casino, and she sits on the floor, I sit on the counter next to the sink, and we plug in our phones and we start to look for somewhere to stay that's affordable and not too far. And it's 10:30 p.m. at that point. And this is a mess. We're both kind of laughing, but I'm still mad about that freaking Sarah. Like, as the guy who opened the door said, motherfucking Sarah. So we scroll and scroll, and we can't find anything that's near where we are, which is kind of worrying for the car, but at that point, we don't have much of a choice. I find a motel that seems decent, both in like quality and in price, like clearly not the best, but we are very last minute and it's okay. So we're just gonna have to drive there. So we drive over there very carefully. The engine light is still going off. We arrive at the motel, which is right next to the Whitechapel, you know, where you have the Elvis impersonators. Vegas, you know. We arrive in this very quaint, honestly really cute room. The walls were like paper thin though, and we were next to the laundry room and the ice room, so noisy, but we had a place to stay for the night. Our struggle was over, and this is how we got scammed in Vegas. To be fair, we got reimbursed by Airbnb, and I got an Airbnb for the second night, which was really cheap for the quality. Like, we had a nice time in Vegas. We didn't do that much of the casinos. We did some of it, and we tried some of the food, which was so good. We had like a anniversary dinner there. It was overall nice. There was just that like one bad experience, that one bad first evening. Also for the car, the next day my girlfriend went to the mechanic. She dropped me at a coffee shop that was in the LGBT plus center of Las Vegas while she was at the mechanic, and apparently the car was fine. So the car was okay. But yeah, that happened, and I guess the moral of the story is be careful about accommodation in Vegas in general. Book in advance as much as you can, and if you go with Airbnb, that's perfectly okay. Most of it is legit, but be sure that you have actual communication with your host before you arrive. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story. I feel like it was a very typical Vegas story in a way. We did not lose a lot of money in a casino because we didn't play. Please tell me what you thought about this in the comments. I really like interacting with you guys. You can follow me on Instagram to see some of my pictures, and you can subscribe to this channel for more travel related, life abroad, cultural shock, US, UK, China, France related content. Thank you for watching until the end, and see you soon.